Hello, guys, and welcome to the Balltalk podcast. We're back in business, and with me today I've got a full house. Welcome, Jack Ritchie,
Evening.
Ben White,
Hello.
and the returning Tony Goldforth.
Howdy, folks.
Now we've got the pleasantries out of the way. I will apologise. Obviously, I'm slightly ill, so I might sound a bit different than I usually do. But apart from that, I think we're all in good nick. So we'll carry on, and we'll move to the first topic, which is Man City and their treble. What we got to say about it? Starting with, say, Tony.
Yeah, well, obviously the Premier League was just ridiculous in the end. I think they went, 15 games winning run right at the end
Yeah.
of the Premier League. Yeah. I mean, obviously with Liverpool, Liverpool did like 10, and it was sort of like in the end, City did deserve to win it, obviously because they got won by 1 point, and also I think it came down to that game in January when they played each other, and the Mane with like the 11 centimeters over the line, or not over the line and stuff, whatever. Or millimeters, sorry, not centimeters.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just ridiculous, really. Like their treble. It's like obviously it hasn't been done in the men's game before, but
By a point as well against Liverpool. They're the
Exactly,
only
by a
club
point,
to have finished on 97 points and not won the league.
exactly by a point. They won on penalties in the Capital One Cup, and then yesterday, wasn't it? FA Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Liverpool
watched the first half of it. I watched the first half of the FA Cup, the final yesterday, and I switched off after half time because it was 2-0 up, and I was like, "There's no point anymore. There's absolutely no point."
Well,
What's
as
the
soon as
problem is-
KDB went on, it just went downhill.
Yeah.
You want to see a bit of both teams competing for it, and you don't want to just see a bit of a walkover.
Exactly.
Look, that's why it's a shame. Obviously, it wasn't two slightly smaller clubs in the final. Because when do you see that a 6-0 win in the final? You're just like, come on, I'm not having that. No thanks.
I know.
Just
I was
boring.
like that. I just didn't think that it's worthy of anything. Like, obviously, you can't have a go at City or Watford really, because City are just miles better than Watford. They've got a great manager.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit. It reflects badly on the Premier League. I feel the fact that one team can win all 3 competitions.
Yeah.
Like-
But I just feel so unfortunate for
Watford did have
Liverpool.
their chances, though, to be fair to them.
Well, they had that chance right at the beginning with Pereira, didn't they?
Yeah,
And then after
for
that,
a
I
goal.
don't really think they didn't have anything. But that's just one competition, the FA Cup, and then obviously Premier League. They are too good. They're just too good. And then obviously the League Cup.
To be fair, it's bad how much it's shown the gap, obviously, with City and Liverpool.
Mm.
Like, it's just shown out how much better they are than everyone else below them. So, them teams really need to step it up, really, to be honest. Otherwise, it's going to be like this again next season.
Thing is, I think we went through a stage last 10 games of the season where no one seemed to want to win unless they were Liverpool or Man City.
Yeah.
You know, the teams just didn't perform. Tottenham were
Yeah,
choking
all
every week.
undersold.
Arsenal were.
And that's what's not great about it, because you think about like some teams just go to like City, like Watford went to City in like I think it was March and just went and rotated like 8 players out, and they just
Yeah.
sort of went, you know what, this game we're not going to win anyway, so we might as well just hand it to them. And quite a few teams have done that against Liverpool and City, and you're just like, is there any point then? Like, it's not really a competition. It's just one team bending over and the other team just slaughtering
Yeah.
them. It's not really.
I mean,
it's
the
not
whole
great-
point
great
of a
competitive.
league is trying to rack up as many points as you can. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not sit aside for a team because they're on paper better than you. But I just feel so unlucky for Liverpool. Do you reckon City will repeat it, or?
Yeah, definitely. It's like with Pep, I think so. I just think he's so good at the moment, just the way that they're playing. He's got so many good options as well. Like, obviously, I think if he just gets a holding midfielder in for like Fernandinho cover and then a left back, because obviously I'm pretty sure he's fed up with Mendy now because he just gets injured too often, then I think they're just going to be unstoppable again.
It's
Yeah.
going to be so hard for anyone to be able to actually catch Man City. The amount of money the other teams have to spend to catch up. There's no
To
way
be
they'll do
fair,
it.
at
Even
least
up for
Liverpool
it.
have given them a run for their money this year, which was nice. So, it's not been easy for them. So, Liverpool aren't far off. are they?
Can Liverpool repeat it though? Do you reckon they'll get 90
Yeah,
odd points next season? Or
I don't think so. I think this was their season. There was just so much momentum going for it, just even from right from the beginning. They only lost one game, and that was to City in January. One game. That's ridiculous.
yeah,
And and they still don't win the league. I think they did the same thing in 2009. I think when they only lost two games in the whole of the season and lost out to Man United again as well. It's just, I
know.
it's like it's really unfair. Like obviously it's not. Obviously it's fair, but if you're a Liverpool fan, you'll be feeling a little bit bitter.
yeah. You couldn't imagine how bitter they are. Especially last game of the season. Obviously Liverpool doing the business against Wolves and sort of hoping for an upset. You know, Brighton and City. I think we've pretty much covered the treble unless anyone wants to add anything else into it.
No.
I would just say I think City probably now go down as the best team in Premier League history.
Yeah.
I think it was like the Invincibles or the Chelsea team of 2005, 2006 were like the two like big teams where you'd think, oh yeah, they're the best teams in the Premier League. But I think now City, this team's just gone way above and surpassed them. To get 198 points over 2 seasons is actually ridiculous.
Bring in
So-
financial fair play. More
Even
strict.
this season, they scored 160 odd goals in something like 60 odd games.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Ben, I think financial fair play is stricter. I don't think that's the issue. They just keep going behind their back and doing it. It's not about the strictness. It's the
Yeah.
Man City board and shaking your shirt to finding loopholes rather than actually the strictness of it.
So we'll move on to the next topic then, which is coincidentally still about City. Vincent Kompany. Obviously, he's moved to Anderlecht as a player manager. What's the thoughts on that? We'll start with you, Richie.
To be fair, I suppose like City have got good competition at the back. With they're like obviously they've got 2 young defenders with Stones and Stones and Laporte. So I think he's done everything he can do at City now. I think he's got to that point, and to have that opportunity to go back there, that's where he's from, innit? I think.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure he's got one.
Yeah.
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 And to go there and be a player manager is quite a hard thing to turn down, isn't it? At his age as well. So I think it's a good move for him. So
I think at his point in his career as well, it's not really a financial payoff that many players would take.
He'd probably take a pay cut.
It's
won't
probably
he?
yeah.
I imagine.
Almost
Right.
definitely.
Mm.
What about you, Tony?
Yeah,
Sure,
You-
he's made enough money.
you're a fan.
I think with his like his goal against Leicester the other week was just ridiculous. I think you can't really go out better than that. Like, if you know what I mean? And
No.
obviously
That was
he's
a joke.
played a couple of games in between them, but in between that, yeah. But obviously that goal was an absolutely outrageous for me goal of the season. I know you're probably going to go Townsend, Jay, because obviously he's Palace, but that goal against it. But no, that was just in terms of context and everything. Like that goal was just ridiculous. Like the strike and the fact that he hadn't scored since 2007 and everything. So it's just, I feel, yeah, I think what a player, and I think it's probably the right time for him to go because, I mean, the only thing he hasn't won is the Champions League, right? That's the only thing maybe that was trying to keep him there. But I think obviously Pep was just like, look, you're a leader, you're great, but you're still a bit of a liability with your injuries, and maybe it's just not worth it if you stay. So I think it's probably a mutual decision rather than him deciding to go. But obviously he's painted out for him to go to, like, you know, leave it in a better situation for the Man City board, for Pep.
I think I'm quite liking it, to be honest, with Kompany not wanting to do, say, a John Terry and try and cling to your career. At least he's going in as a player manager. You know, it doesn't mean he's going to be playing every game. And he's not trying to cling on to his career. He knows his limits, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's too many players these days cling to their careers and they just go further down and ruin the name.
Well, I think with Kompany, it's just his injuries, isn't it? It's like he's got so many injuries. He's probably just been like, I'm lucky
Ledley
to still
King
play,
syndrome.
to be playing. And you probably you'll probably play 3 or 4 games next season, get injured, and you're like, you know what, I'll retire and just become the permanent manager without a player manager.
I think we've. Anyone else got anything to add about Vincent? Anything you want to bring up?
Yeah. I hope he does well.
So we'll move on to the next topic, which is obviously the top 3 transfers and released players. We'll start with you, Ben, because I know you love a good transfer.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so there's been quite a few from like teams that have been relegated.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fulham released quite a few. Being Ryan Babel and Mark
Ryan Babel.
Babel. Not again.
Babel. Babel. However you say his name.
Ryan
But
Babel.
it's Baby Bell, isn't it?
Something like
Ryan Babel. So, any more you can really name, or like Mark Views and that from Bournemouth, and
You're saying a few down the lower leagues, aren't you? With some of the teams playing in the National League.
that. Awesome.
obviously
You
we've
say that
released
Tom said, didn't
Punchin.
you?
We've released Punchin and Speroni.
Yeah, I think
We-
we released Paul McShane and like Gravenberch, probably never heard of him. Vandenberg.
Oh,
and
he was that like big centre back, wasn't he? He's quite pacey.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think he played like 30 minutes for us, I think, in a cup game or something.
Oh,
But,
Van der Berg. It's good you got rid of him. Right.
yeah, and Callum Harriott was maybe the one that we were like, maybe we shouldn't have done, but he's got such bad injury problems that I thought, yeah, maybe it's probably the right idea.
We've got Petr Cech retiring as well, and Welbeck's released, so he could end up at one of our clubs. Not yours,
We
Ben.
ended up having 5 released in the end. Release / going at the end of their contract. So Lossell's going. Danny Williams is going. A couple of youth players heading off. Eric Durham's going, which a lot of people wanted him to stay at Huddersfield. I'm so glad he's gone. I thought he's
You
terrible.
hated him, didn't you?
Yeah, it's not hate's a strong
World
word,
Cup
but
winner in
he
your
was-
squad.
Yeah, well, I didn't see any of that. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know who's going to want it. Wagner probably signed him at Schalke now. I think he was linked with Lossell. Lossell was actually linked with Everton at the moment, so I don't know about that. But there's a few other players. Jack Payne, which I was very surprised about. I thought he might come in. He's a good champ player, to be fair, so I was very surprised.
He
with
was
that
from
one.
Southend
Yeah,
as well, wasn't he? Because he was looking quite
He was a
good.
good player. I quite like Jack Payne. I was surprised by that one. I thought he could come in. Brendan will probably sign him now.
Probably. I mean, we need free agents. We're not going to. We haven't really got any money to spend on actual transfer fees.
I think one you mentioned the other day was Josh McEachran as well.
Oh, that's a cracker.
Where was he?
Lucky.
Chelsea, or did he go to
Brentford, I
Brentford.
think.
Yeah, was it Brentford? Yeah. I always just thought he was permanently on loan at Brentford for like 5 seasons, but who knows?
5-year loan spell.
Oh, have you mentioned O'Shea yet as well? Or...
Oh yeah, of course. No, but O'Shea's retiring. Obviously, we gave him
Yeah,
a
but
guard
he's
of honour
gone. Yeah.
on his last game. Like, so we obviously he came on in like the 88th minute, and then whenever we made a pass, our fans went way, and then our fans started chanting, "If O'Shea scores, we're on the pitch," which was quite funny. But, yeah, so that's unfortunate. But
Gone
he
from
was,
Man
and
United
he was
to
very slow.
ending it with Reading.
You know, most players go the other way, but you know, Reading to Man United, but you know, can't ask I'm joking.
Where's Federici these days?
I think he's still at Bournemouth, isn't he?
No, he's at he's in the champ. He's Stoke.
Oh,
Is he
yeah, because I played him on FIFA the other day, yeah.
Yeah, I remembered that because he put him in goal. We had Butland said he didn't like him.
He was quality though, Federici, but we'll move on from release players because until the actual transfers happen, then it's not really as interesting. They're just sort of contractless players. So move on to Ritchies Quiz of the week.
Ritchies Quiz of the week.
All right, guys. This is This week's quiz is going to be on end of season, so just like what's happened throughout the season. So, for example, like goal scorers, things like that, maybe even cards and things like that throughout the season. So it's not necessarily hard, but I just thought I'd do an end of the season recap and just see if these guys have actually seen what's happened throughout the season, test their knowledge. So this first one is just going to be it's going to vary from this one. It's going to be it's his top goal scorer. So I'm just going to ask for three names from each of you, and then you get a point each. But then from then on, it's going to be, like shout out like the last week.
Yep.
If you know what I mean. So I'll start with you, Jay, and I just want 3 goal scorers.
Salah,
Goal
Aguero,
scorers, share that.
Kane.
Okay. Ben?
So just 3 top goal scorers.
Yeah, it was shared out this season.
Kane. Oh, this. Go on, any leagues?
No, this is the
in the
Premier League.
Oh, in the Premier League. Oh shit. Aguero, Kane, and I don't know, Mitrovic.
Mitrovic, what are you doing?
And I like that. It's just left field.
is out there. Go on, Tony, show these guys up then.
Salah, Mane, Aubameyang.
Oh, I didn't think about Mane.
So, Ben, you got 0, obviously. Jay, you got Salah, so you got 1. But Kane, he's been injured bloody most of it. I don't know what, like...
Yeah, but he was at one point like 1 behind Salah.
Okay.
I didn't really listen to the question.
Okay, so... What do you mean you don't listen? You panicked. Okay.
What you been
I can tell
doing?
You panicked because you said Mitrovic. So I can tell you panicked. Alright, this next question's a shout-out one,
Hang on,
so
hang
it's...
on.
Yeah,
what
what
I
did
get?
Tony get? I'm curious.
Tony got 3, he got all 3. I said that.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So Jay's on 1, Ben 0, Tony 3. The next one is going to be a shout-out one, so whoever says it first. And top assists, Premier League.
Hazard.
Well done, Tony.
Fucking hell.
Okay. Next one, shout-out one again, so whoever says it first gets it right and gets it right. Clean sheet.
Edison.
Allison.
Jesus.
It was Tony with Allison.
No, bollocks.
Okay. Most goals this season.
Salah.
City.
Yeah, City. Sorry.
Well done, Jay. As a team.
Oh,
Salah.
You never said
We've already had that question.
Ah, yeah, I know. I don't feel. Why do I have to go into like a full paragraph of each question?
Just detail
You're the
it.
only one who doesn't get. Yeah, I know. It's just like you two got it fine. I don't understand where like.
Carry on.
This is quite a nice one because I quite like my crosses. Who's got the most crosses this season?
Palace.
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
No, the team. Sorry, Tony.
Oh,
Sorry.
Liverpool.
No.
Oh.
Alright,
City.
go on. Nope. You keep saying, don't obviously spam it, but have a think about it. But,
Newcastle.
no.
Chelsea.
You would think it'd be Newcastle. No, not Chelsea.
Fulham.
No. Good one, Newcastle Fulham, to be fair, because they've both got big strikers in there.
That's what I'm
That's
thinking
easy.
about.
I know.
Cardiff City.
No.
Brighton.
I thought someone would... No. I thought someone might got this a bit quicker. I suppose it's not a relatively obvious one.
Palace.
No.
Southampton.
No. Should I move on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one's gonna get this.
Everton.
Oh,
How? They've got Richarlison up front. They've got like one tiny striker down there.
Yeah, but that's
Anyway,
just
carry
most
on.
crosses like attempted. So it's
Yeah,
not
maybe
so
that's
much
why.
like,
That's why you didn't win.
this one, what I love as well, most tackles in the Premier League as a player this season.
Team or the players.
as a player,
Yeah, as a player.
Milivojevic.
No,
Um,
I like to think you get this one.
Kante.
No,
MacArthur.
no,
Van
Just go
Dijk.
through Palace players.
no. It's not Van Dijk. It's not a bad guess though. Palace players. Just hoping it'd be a Palace player eventually.
um, ooh, Fabinho.
Company.
Alright. No. I'll give you a clue. He's a CDM / centre mid.
Declan Rice.
No. That's not that one. Declan Rice.
CDM. Oh no, I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone.
Somebody want to go?
Kouyate.
No.
Kouyate, do one.
He's not even played.
He's a super sub.
So you ain't got round to him yet, Ben?
Yeah.
That was his
Right.
best guess.
I'll have one more. CDM. Who's that fella?
I'll have one more as well then. I'll go for.
Come on, Ben. Everyone have one go.
Fernandinho.
It's already been said.
Oh.
Genie Wijnaldum.
Fabinho.
No. Alright. Ndidi.
Oh my god.
Come on. I was expecting to see that one. Alright, next one. Most blocks as a player this season.
Milivojevic.
Van Dijk.
No, neither. What?
I just know he had a high rate. He has a high rate in tackles and interceptions and blocks and whatnot. He's a good player.
Most blocks. Okay, I'll go for Shane Duffy.
No, that's not a bad one, though. Yeah,
John
most
Stones?
blocks as a player, Ben.
John Stones.
No.
Ben Mee.
No.
Wan
James
Bissaka.
There you go. Teddy's got it.
Ah, you fucker! I thought it was Wan then.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one time Jake doesn't say it, he leaves it. Okay. Most saves as a goalkeeper this season in the
De
Premier.
Gea.
Etheridge.
Nope.
Oh. Fabianski.
Well done, Tony. Personal
Oh my
favourite of mine,
God.
Fabianski. He'd be my first guess. He's always. I think he's
he's
2
always
years in a
got
row
that
with most saves.
Yeah.
To be fair. Most yellow cards this season.
Luka Milivojevic.
Jefferson Lerma.
No.
He's up there. Though,
Morrissey.
isn't he? He's got like 12 or something.
Zaha.
Yeah, I think he's up there. No.
So
He gets a lot of yellows for diving and
What, for
whatnot.
diving? Yeah. Diving. Go on, Ben. Do you have a guess for all?
Did you hear my Morrison guess?
No, sorry.
Oh.
No, that wasn't right. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Salbamba.
No.
Ariata.
No, that's not a bad one, actually.
He is
That's
a
not
dirty
bad one,
player.
'cause
He is a dirty
Yeah,
player.
he does put in tackles, doesn't he? To be
Yeah,
fair.
fair play.
Jack
Oh,
Cork.
what? Jack
Milivojevic.
Cork. Did you say so?
Milivojevic.
Already said
No.
him.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll get him there.
John Stones.
No.
Phil Jones.
Oh, I know. Is it Jose Holibas?
No.
Oh,
He's up there, though.
Oh, dear.
One will go each then, and then we'll have to call it again.
Bednarak.
Just get out. Maya Yoshida.
Ryan Bennett.
No, neither. No.
Yeah.
Sorry, Capu. Come on.
It's in Capu. Oh my god.
How many's he got?
He's got a lot.
He's like 14.
Alright, there's only a small section, but this is moving on to the champ side of so
no.
similar questions, but in the champ. So most goals in the champ this season.
Mason Mount.
Pookie.
Did you say?
Mason
Tony,
Mount.
sorry?
Alright.
Pookie.
Yeah, Tony went on. I thought you said it, I just wasn't 100% sure. Yeah. Most assists this season in the champ.
Mason Mount.
No.
Oh. John O'Shea.
I haven't got a clue. Let's
I
go
don't think
for
you would get this, to be fair. It's quite a hard one. I went
Jay
last.
Rodriguez.
No.
Calvin Phillips.
That's a good shout. Good shout. Good shout. Kamal Roof.
No. Alright, one more each then. It's quite a hard one, this one, but I had to put it in.
Yeah.
So. I wouldn't know this one.
Stuart Downing.
What? Tony, come on.
John Obi McCall.
Oh, it's
just
even
get-
worse.
Get some
Jota.
Jota. Oh, unlucky. It's from Brentford. Say Benlaham. I can't even say his name.
Bell-
No, that is like. I know who it is, but his name
Is he the Algerian fella?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Next side. Most yellow cards in the Championship this season.
Leeds.
No, as a player. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry,
right.
my fault.
Pontus Janssen.
No, it should be there.
Yeah, Liam Cooper.
No, it should be as well.
Kelvin Phillips.
Stop naming all Leeds players.
Patrick Bamford.
No,
Steve
yeah,
Harvey.
for diving, yeah. No. Alright, I'm going to put it out. It's not a Leeds player. So you can stop
what?
guessing bloody Leeds players. It's not a Leeds player.
Jake Cooper.
What?
To be fair, Millwall, not a bad, but yes.
I realise how much.
Get this one.
I realise how much I actually don't care about Championship anymore. Because I can't think of any
I just don't know how
players.
many bloody. I don't have any
I
yellow
can't think of
cards.
any
Is it
players,
Yellow cards. Just
Yeah.
I don't know. Just let's
John
say-
O'Shea.
he hardly plays. like,
Who's the
oh,
yellow
I know.
card machine?
I know who got in the. I know League One, Lee Catamol. Can I have him?
No, that's not
He got
bad.
15. He got suspended for 3 games at the end of the season.
15. Alright, one will go each, and I'll tell you, but I'm quite disappointed. I like to think you would have got this one.
Let's just go for Tom Huddlestone.
No, it's not a bad one.
David Wheater.
David Wheater.
No.
Oh my god. Oh, I can't think of any players.
Sorry guys, a bit of a long quiz this week. I'm a bit disappointed in the guys.
I don't know, just
wanna quiz.
Marcus Stiepermann.
No,
He's a
alright,
big
Jack
fella.
Colback.
Oh my god.
Okay. Fair enough.
I thought he was in League
Alright,
One.
red cards.
Marcus
Pontus
Stiepermann.
Jackson.
Go on, I don't think we've got this.
David Wheater.
No,
Mark Beavers.
no,
I
not very
I
good.
like that as a guess. Tyrone Mings.
No, it should be.
Yeah. Al Ghazi.
Oh, that's a good one, but it's not.
Martin Zindi.
No.
Oh, Ashley Williams.
No.
I thought he was dead.
One more each, guys.
Has Ben even had one yet?
No, I can't think.
Ben doesn't know any players.
Angel Rangel.
Oh my god, get out.
He's not even injured this season.
Do you even know what
Let's go.
team he's at?
Yeah, QPR.
Okay, I thought you said Swansea.
No.
Let's
What
go
did you say?
for Patrick Bamford.
I said no Leeds players. Oh, no, I didn't.
Josh McEachran.
What? Ben Pearson.
Oh.
Ah.
Alright, and the last one, what I'm hoping someone will get. This is easier. Most clean sheets as a goalkeeper.
Oh, bugger.
Oh my
Bugger.
lord, I know. I don't know. I've forgotten the goalkeeper's name.
Shocking.
Is it the
Bugger.
Sheffield United one? It is, isn't it? No. What's his name?
He's
Dean
just doing
Henderson.
Ben!
Oh,
Yes, that was
you
it.
swat.
Come on.
He's got one.
Only because Tony said Sheffield United.
Yeah, I knew it was the Sheffield United one. Why did you say the team?
Alright, so
No.
it was a close week this week. So, with
Okay.
Ben's 1, Jay's 2, and Tony's 8. So, that was a close one this week, but yeah, I hope
I
everyone
gave you that
enjoyed
one
the
at the end
quiz.
then, you know, to
Yeah, cheers for that. Got off the
Well,
mark.
I'm glad he bloody got one because he's getting embarrassing. So yeah, that's the quiz.
You
Hope
need
you
to be
enjoyed, guys.
quizzed. Joke.
And we will move on to the next footballing topic, which is the playoffs. Obviously, a lot of the playoffs have well, I say a lot. Some of the playoffs semi-finals are concluded. We've still got the finals to go. How's everyone feeling about the playoffs? We'll start with you, Ben, because obviously
Okay.
Eastleigh made it to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, obviously we played Wrexham in the first one,
Yeah,
and it was a hard-fought game. Managed to win 1-0. It was a ridiculous game. Hard to
yep.
watch, to be honest. And we went to Salford 3 or 4 days later, and we lost on penalties, which was disappointing.
It was brutal. It was brutal.
It was. It was.
I
And
don't
then-
agree with the system, to be honest. I know it's the first year in, but like, why? So EC got 2 away games, and then they're both 3 days apart, was it?
I thought
Yeah.
that was a bit. I
And
mean,
then we would have been at Wembley for like 3 or 4 days after that. I think it was, or a week or something.
I mean, I know what you say. You don't agree with it, but I think that the fact that they used to get there at the 7th, I think, just gives them an extra game. Like, I think it is fair because they wouldn't you wouldn't have usually been in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe it was fair, and maybe
I
like,
agree
the
with it in a way, but it's also very hard on the fans.
Yeah,
I think obviously
Not just the
all the way up
fans
to
and the
Wrexham,
players,
which
like
was 3 hours, 4 hours, then up to Manchester, which is another 4 hours, and then obviously Wembley it would have been if we did get through.
Redder Johnson, knows he? Like, he had to thank the physio team, I think, to get
Yeah,
keeping him
for
fit.
those games.
Exactly.
So we'll
Mm.
move from the National League to the Championship. Obviously, the mighty Leeds got sent off by Derby, and the West
Villa.
Brom got sent off by Villa.
Do you want to start with Richie, or should I go in?
Both
Let
of
me
you got a
start.
lot to say.
Yeah.
Obviously, that game was battle of the bottomers, and obviously, it was nice to see Derby come out on top after all with Leeds. So I was over the moon. It's made my year, personally. I couldn't be happier. So, and I get really emotional because I'm just so happy at the moment about it. I'm not gonna lie. Bamford caught diving again, so that was nice.
He was absolutely dreadful.
I
Like,
think
the
it goes
whole
to
game,
him.
he was so bad. Like I was sort of like every time he got the ball, I was like, "You're so bad," laughing at him on the TV. And every time he did it, he just walked the ball out of play. I was like, "How bad are you?"
He just loses it all the time. It actually shocks you.
But yeah, it was. Oh,
I
my
used
God,
to
it was
like him
absolutely-
before.
It was absolutely amazing.
Recently, just
Oh, he played
Oh,
at Palace.
infuriating.
Everyone just, I just couldn't stop shouting at the TV.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I was in communication with you, Richie, over Messenger, and we were going. I was going mental at the game. I mean, I was shouting at TV
Yeah.
when Derby scored. I was properly celebrating and everything. Yeah, it was great, absolutely brilliant. Like Derby deserved to win as well. Like, I mean, I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing on their first goal. Absolute carnage, just running out like a madman. But yeah, it was just great, absolutely fantastic.
Who do we want to see win and get promoted? From a personal point, I want Villa, but
I'm not too bothered between Villa and Derby, to be honest. Like, I like both of them. I think as Reading are in the Championship, and obviously Huddersfield are coming down. I think for our point of view, I think we'd rather get Villa promoted because they're a better
Yeah.
team, and I think Derby probably won't be as good as next season, whereas Villa will probably come back stronger. So I think from that point of view, I probably want Villa to go up, but I'm not really too bothered. I just want to see a good game.
But then obviously, yeah, like I'm over the moon. It's got to this point that we can actually choose to go up because I thought like Derby weren't quite going to have enough against Leeds. If I'm completely honest, and I was just hoping. I was glad that Villa went through because I felt like they had the best chance to beat Leeds. But now that it's not
Yeah.
come down to that, I can sit down on that Monday and enjoy that final. And sit there and just with a beer and just really enjoy it. I think for me, just because of Lampard, I'd like to see Derby go up because I want to see him be the England manager one day.
That's fair enough.
And I think the better he does, the more chance of that happening. And it'd be nice to see it. Like obviously, how many times they've failed, that'd be the only reason. But I feel that Villa are too strong, and I think Villa will probably do it. be honest. For me.
Yeah, you see Ashley Cole up in the Prem as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going
Minus
to renew
that.
his contract.
If he retired.
Yeah.
No, he's going to stay on. That guy's resilient.
But anyway,
So next we've got obviously the League One playoffs. Sunderland and
Yeah.
Pompey.
was an
Sunderland and
interesting
Pompey
one.
played the other day.
yeah,
Come on,
I think that obviously got overshadowed by the incidents off the pitch. Really, well, not off the pitch, but sort of on off
Side
the
of the
pitch.
pitch.
Like, yeah, sort of the side of the pitch. Yeah, there was like one time obviously what's his name? The player went into the young guy. Can't remember the surname.
I'm not sure.
Don't make me pronounce the name. I know who it is, but I can't
Yeah,
pronounce
but
it.
he obviously fell over and either got kicked or punched by one of the fans.
Couple of kicks,
Got-
weren't there?
Yeah, got up in a press conference later. It was just like, oh, that's just football. I'm not going to press charges. It's fine. It's just football. And you're like, okay.
That was
But
stupid.
it's obviously, that's his choice, obviously. But I don't think it's probably right. And then obviously that was a little bit of a Sunday league when one of the Pompey players just threw a ball that's on the Sunderland player's head. It's just great to see. Great.
I've
to
seen
see.
Jay do that before in Luton.
Yeah.
I was a good
Yeah.
temperamented player, so let's leave that out there.
You have to come off at half time.
Yeah, I'm knackered. I'm not a people pleaser. I only please myself when I'm playing. But enough. Who do you want to see? Sunderland or Charlton?
Charlton, because I can go to the away game.
Oh yeah, I meant Cheltenham. Sorry. Yeah, Cheltenham would be another option for next season. So much.
Yeah.
So.
Pure selfish point of view, but yeah.
Oh, I want Sunderland. I want to see Sunderland back in the Prem in a few years' time. Plus, Charlton, I can't have us get relegated and Charlton be in the same league. Because they think we're rivals, but we're not. And obviously League 2, was it Tranmere that came up?
Yeah, Tranmere.
They beat Forest Green, didn't they, I think, and then...
Yeah.
Yeah, is it Newport, I think they're playing?
Team of vegans.
Or maybe, I don't
Yeah,
know.
Tranmere and Newport are in the fun. I don't mind who gets promoted. I'd prefer Newport because we had a teacher who supported Newport County, didn't we, Jack?
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Good,
Just for him, I'd
nice
love
to see a
him
smile
now
on the
and
fella's
just-
face.
Yeah, like just when we were
That's
leaving,
such-
he was talking about them getting into the obviously football league, and he was just so happy and just like I would have loved to see his face when they got there. He must be over the moon at the moment. So,
It's such a weird final. A couple of seasons ago, Tranmere were in non-league, and Newport last year was like struggling, like down the bottom.
Yeah. Such an
That's
up and
so
down
weird.
league, though, isn't it, League 2?
Yeah.
Right, we've pretty much covered the playoffs. We've said who we want to win and all that, so we'll move on to my newly introduced feature of the week, which is cheap as chips. So just to explain it, I'm going to name 3 players, and you guys are going to name the fees that they went to a certain club that I name. Whoever's closest gets a point. So it's a bit like a quiz, but it's not. It's cheap as chips. So let's get started. First player, Mo Salah to Liverpool.
32
Oh, they
million.
just jump in.
And this
I
is
don't
the
know. Is it?
final fee. Yeah, this is jump in. Final
no.
fee.
Okay. 38.
35
31 million.
And the winner is Ritchie. It was 37.8 million apparently.
Oh,
There we are.
it was
Did you get much
closest,
closer? I should get 2 points.
1-0.
Let's go.
The next player is one that I've got on the back of my Cardiff shirt, and it's Solbamba to Leicester
Ooh,
years ago.
That's a.
To Leicester.
Leicester.
I'll go 400 grand.
I'll go 1.5.
At 1.2.
Right, so 400, 1.5 to it was 261k.
Oh, Jesus.
Tony, very good there. Fair enough, mate.
So that point for Tony. My maths is awful.
Yeah.
So that's 1-1-0. And the last player is one of my favourites that moved to a playoff finalist, Aston Villa, Jordan Veretout.
Oh
He
my
is not cheap as
God.
chips. I'm telling you that now. He was not cheap as chips.
Yeah, but he's worth it. He was young at the time. It looked like he was going to be great. It was because he was wasted.
All right.
I'm going to go for 8 million.
I'm gonna go 7.
I'll go 5.
And today's winner on cheap as chips is Tony. Jordan Veretout cost 9 million. Now all three of those players really are cheap as chips. So that's my little bit done out of the week, and we'll move on to next season. The topic is next season. What's everyone looking forward to? You know, certain teams or players you got watch on.
Just the champ, really. Just looking forward to the
Yeah,
champ.
I'm looking forward to a good bit of champ football next season.
Having Huddersfield back in the league, you know, have a bit of banter with Richie, and obviously Leeds being in there as well.
Double relegation.
That's not very nice, Ben.
Yeah.
You've got more troubles than us. I would watch out for yourself.
This when we get to January and Hoyle just goes, "Yeah, we're not doing any business. We're already down."
Jay, we haven't got Hoyle anymore.
Oh, he stepped down, didn't he? I forgot about that. Yeah. All right, this new fella.
Option in the same.
Yeah, so I'm also looking forward to obviously Norwich and Sheffield United in the Premier League.
Norwich. Norwich are really wetting my taste buds. I'm looking forward to
so
seeing them next year.
maybe just to see what that rebuild goes on at Man United. Because they're in
Get
real
Paul
trouble.
Lambert back, maybe.
See what they can get in.
Nice.
Ricky Van Wolfsman.
What about you, Ben? Is he doing it for you next season, or
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting next season.
You got
Obviously,
like the
we don't have the
Saints,
money
or-
we did. There's a lot of players that believe in,
what about Reader?
and a
He's
lot of
still gonna
youngsters
be-
coming in. Hey?
Is Reader still going to be there, or
Yep, he has signed a
Nice
contract.
one.
He's there for another season.
how much is he on?
I don't actually. I think it's 1,300.
Oh, so he's cut it down a bit,
I think
hasn't
it's
he?
like that. Yeah, I think it's about that.
What about you,
Okay,
Tony?
Rich
Rich Broski released.
You think Reading will push for a promotion, or just hang on?
I think we just need to get some players, and then we'll see where we are. We've got a squad of about 11 at the moment, so we need to just wait to see what happens.
I think me and Reading and Huddersfield will be about mid-table next season, I reckon,
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing I will say, which is slightly off topic. Me and Ben went to the Huddersfield game, which was the last game of the season, and I just wanted to point out, not just because I would make this point even if it was any other club, but we've got all the fans got free Huddersfield shirts. So I just wanted to make that point across that I think more clubs should do things like that.
Yeah,
At the
that
end
is
of
a
the
nice
season to reward
touch.
their fans. So yeah, I just wanted to make that point across. Ben's enjoying his Huddersfield shirt as well as me. So. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say quickly about that.
All right, we'll move on to our final and probably one of the most important topics, especially regarding this season. Talk about the Champions League and Europa League finals. Who do we want to see win the Europa League first? Obviously, we'll have saved the champ for last. Arsenal, Chelsea.
I'll go for Arsenal just because I want to see 5 Prem teams in the Champions League next season. But I mean, I'm not too bothered, to be honest. Yeah, actually, I probably won't watch it because I've never been a fan of the Europa League. But
How dare
I mean,
you.
it's a sorry, it's a joke. I mean, like even I think none of the clubs are actually selling out their tickets. They've only been given 6,000, right? I think each, and 68,000 seat stadium or something. And none of them are selling out because it's so hard to get to Baku in Azerbaijan. so strange, but
Is that why they gave them 16 back? Because they were all moaning, weren't they? Saying it's not enough.
they are moaning. But I think they're more moaning not about the allocation, but about the travel arrangements because it's so hard to get there. Like some people are like flying to like neighbouring countries and driving for like 2 days. It's a joke.
So
really how to get
ridiculous.
like at least with Madrid, you can probably drive from here to there in 2 days, like from England, without really. But obviously that's because that's the Champions League final for Madrid. But in Baku for Azerbaijan, Europa League final is so difficult for all the fans to get to. So and that atmosphere inside the stadium is going to be absolutely dreadful if there's like 600 Chelsea fans in there. And like
It just seems
3,000
a bit like they've not really. They've more cared about themselves, haven't they? Like the FA and the like and the obviously
Where's
everyone
UEFA?
in there. Like
It's
UEFA, sorry. Why am I saying FA? Oh, I just said the FA, don't I?
Yeah,
I'm
pretty sure like most of the tickets have gone to like the UEFA family or like the sponsorships and stuff. And it's like, what is the point?
It doesn't seem like they've done enough for the fans, have they? It's just like
No,
you know,
not
it doesn't
at all.
matter about them. So yeah, so hopefully the viewings will be bad on TV or something, and maybe that'll reflect that. So
Oh no, the viewings won't be bad. You've got people like me loving the Europa League. I live for the Europa League.
yeah,
It's the only league or tournament where you can see teams like Ludogorets play Partizan, or you know, that's my bread and butter. But I'd like to see Arsenal for the same reason of Tony. It makes sense. More teams in, the more coefficient points we can get in the rankings for England.
one thing I will say, sorry about the Europa League. One more thing: Wolves are qualified, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was obviously a big title. So what an achievement that is.
I do think
Firstly
they're
in
going to
the
struggle
Prem.
again though. Just 'cause
Yeah.
I think
Well, it was like it shows a bit with Leicester on what happened to Leicester with it.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's eight of their players this season have started
won the
34
Champions League,
games for Wolves this season. Obviously, Nuno, he likes a steady team, and obviously Europa League, it's like you have to rotate, and I feel that they're properly going to struggle. They just need, I mean, unless they get some proper like good acquisitions, which they could probably do with their like connections with like George Mendes, but yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how Wolves shape up next season because they've got a good manager and a good structure in place. But with the Europa League, it's going to, especially when they have to start in like July, I think, early July or late July, I can't remember when. But it's going to be difficult for them. A bit like Burnley at the beginning of the season, they really struggled.
Yeah.
I think they've definitely got the financial power to, give it a good go in Europe. But then again, you look at the league and finishing 7th, yeah, they've done well. But look how close it was to teams like Palace and Watford, and do you know what I mean? It's been a bit competitive, so we'll move on to Champions League anyway because I've had enough for Wolves. Who wants who to win? Personally, I want Spurs, just because I know too many Liverpool fans. It
So you
annoys
said
me.
about the league.
Their happiness would make me unhappy. So
I want Spurs to just be funny.
just see what's his name, Harry Winks pick up his medal and skip on the bench,
I mean,
going yeah.
I know. Richie said earlier about the battle of the bottlers between Derby and Leeds, but this is the battle of the two managers who can't win a thing. So like they've both not won anything there. Like it's the manager who can't win finals and the manager who can't win anything.
Actually, going back to Liverpool.
Oh yeah.
What annoyed me with Liverpool is they were so many points ahead, early on in the season in the Prem, and no one said they bottled it.
They didn't bottle it though. They really didn't bottle it. Like
Yeah,
you can
but
say they had a bad spell in like February when they went 4 draws and 6, but they won their last like 15 games in the spin or something, or 10 games in the spin.
But
That's not bottling it.
In
That's
those
just being
4
unlucky.
games, they did bottle it.
They got 97 points.
Yeah.
That's the third highest total ever. They did not bottle it. They just got unlucky that they came up against a good team against City. Sorry. I get annoyed with it because a lot of people say they bottled it. Like Tottenham, they bottled it when they finished third in a 2-horse race with Leicester. That's called bottling it. That's a true bottle. Like Liverpool didn't fade away, and they were in the Champions League final as well. So I think they've done really well at Liverpool, and I think they deserve to win it just because if they don't finish this season with a trophy, I mean it would be funny because that's their best season ever. They would finish.
I don't think I'd be able to keep a straight face if I saw Spurs win.
But yeah, I'm not really too bothered. I just want to see a good game in that one because I will be watching that game and I can't really wait. So if Harry Kane's back as well, and if Harry Kane's back, they'll probably lose. If he's not back, they'll win. That's my opinion anyway.
Oh, no.
I'd quite like to see Liverpool.
I think they'll do better for fucking Harry Kane.
I mean, but I don't really mind either way, to be honest. I'm not that far. Yeah, good games priority, I think, for me.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Although Spurs would be funny.
When Harry Kane's not there, they come together more as a team.
Well, no,
When
I
he's there,
mean, yeah, that is like when he's just come back from fitness. But when Harry Kane's full fit, he does actually play really well with the team. But when he comes back and he sort of like hogs the ball and starts shooting everyone, it's not confidence. That's when they start to suffer. But yeah, I think that she shouldn't play. He should just make come off the bench maybe, and if they're in trouble. But I'm not Pochettino. He's got them to a Champions League final, not me. So I think he deserves the right to pick
You
his
would have
team.
done the same, Tony. Don't say
Yeah.
modest.
Right, do a
Yeah.
trial season on Football Manager and see where you get.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think that's pretty much rounded off the podcast. It's been a bit longer, this one, because we have rambled a lot. I blame Ben mostly for this, but yeah, we as the season's ended, we won't be stopping the podcast. We will still be doing podcasts, just not as they'll be a bit more sporadic. You know, when needed, like AFCON, or we'll do a Leeds special next week. And we're just
I look
planning
forward to
special
that.
little podcasts, you know, transfers and whatnot. So, well, thanks, guys. We've been the Balltalk podcast. And well, you want to slag us off, do it in the comments. If you like the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and press the little bell to get notifications of any of my uploads. So, thanks, guys. Everyone say bye, and we are done.
Adios.
All right.
Yeah.
Catch you later.